So food is cheaper than ever, but you just said that it has a really big environmental cost. So tell me more about that.
Yeah. So the way that we produce and grow food has a bigger impact on the planet than anything else that we do.
Wow.
And some of that is through carbon and methane emissions. 11% of greenhouse gas emissions in the US come from agriculture, but a lot of it is through land use. So agriculture is a leading cause of deforestation. It's one of the main ways that humans have impacted the planet in the way that our land works by converting it into fields, into grazing lands. And we've done this without a lot of forethought for the future in a very extractive way.
Mm.
So basically, we're converting land into things that we think are best for growing food, but it's very short sighted and it's not done in a way that will persist for future generations.
That does not sound like a good way for a system to operate. How does that compare to what the agriculture system used to look like compared to now?
So the earth is its own agriculture system, right? And it had billions of years of evolution to kind of perfect things. And the way that that worked is everything was in cycles. So nothing was wasted. Anytime something died, it would turn back into the soil and create nutrients for more things to grow. And humans used to work within those cycles. So eating different fruits and vegetables with different seasons, using meat to get through the winter, and also using those animals to fertilize the fields and help cycle nutrients. And there was a very strong connection between humans and the natural world. But at some point, we decided we didn't really want to work with the natural world anymore. We wanted to be able to have avocados all year round and bananas anywhere in the world, also all year round. And so we started creating systems that work against those natural systems that the earth had. And these are much more linear systems. So, for example, we were not farming in a way that would cycle nutrients anyway. We started creating fertilizer that fixed nitrogen from the atmosphere, putting that on our fields. That then would create a lot of runoff into the rivers, which would take the fertilizer away and just require more and more inputs. So we're going from these circles to just lines.
And I can't imagine that these runoff byproducts are good for the environment either.
They aren't actually. Yeah, you can have too much of a good thing. You would think excess nutrients, great, everyone loves it. You can cause huge algal blooms when that happens, uses up all of the oxygen in a system, and you get dead zones in rivers.
If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. We can always be learning more about the food system. And in fact, we are going to be doing deep dives into many of the topics that we discussed today, as well as some other ones. So if you're interested,